Gwe Ipjilida. Bonjour, bienvenue, hello, and welcome to the Rath Eastlink Community Center here in beautiful Truro, Nova Scotia. My name is Michael Petter. This is Petter Sports and Streaming through Atlantic Hockey Online, a division of AO Live. And this evening, here from the Rath Eastlink Community Center, we have for you Nova Scotia Under 16 AAA Hockey League action between the visiting Western Rebels out of Western Prince Edward Island and the hometown Fundy Thunder. Now, I should mention the name of the league again is Nova Scotia Under 16 AAA Hockey League, but as we also just mentioned, this team from Western Prince Edward Island a part of this league. So the name of the league, a little bit outdated. We're probably going to see them take a look at how that league name is going to get probably modified over the next year or two as it will reflect the full maritime breadth of this league. Which leads us to our land acknowledgement, which we do at the beginning of every game as well. We must take a moment to acknowledge that the Rath Eastlink Community Center, the beautiful town of Truro, the entire region covered by the Nova Scotia Under 16 AAA Hockey League, which, as we mentioned, includes Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick, all lies within the ancestral and unceded territory of Mi'kma'ki. As we look ahead to this evening's game between the Rebels and the Thunder, these are two teams that sit in the middle of the standings. The Western Rebels a little bit more to the upper end of the middle. The Fundy Thunder more towards the lower end of the middle. There's no other way to say it other than that. The Rebels are in 4th. The Thunder are in 8th out of the 11 teams in this league. Looking a little bit closer, the Western Rebels with a record of 13-6-1. Now, I should point out these are regular season records. These numbers that we're going to be talking about throughout the course of tonight's game do not reflect games played at the Monctonian, would not reflect games played at the Ice Jam after that Ice Jam takes place, do not reflect any games involved in any tournament play. These are only league games that are incorporated into stats that we use throughout the course of this broadcast. So standings-wise in the league right now, the Western Rebels sitting in 4th, technically tied for 3rd with the Moncton Thunderbirds, but the Thunderbirds have one game in hand. Therefore, the Thunderbirds would hold the number 3 spot, and the Rebels would hold the number 4 spot. That record of 13-6-1 includes having scored 79 goals in 20 games, so they're averaging about 4 goals a game, and they've given up 66 goals in those 20 games, so giving up around 3 1/3, a little less than 3 1/3, 3.30 if we want to get really picky about it for the Western Rebels on goals given up. That's a plus 13 for them over the course of the season. That's overall averages out to a little bit better than half a goal per game to the good for the Western Rebels so far this year. For the Fundy Thunder, they sit in 8th place out of the 11 teams, 2 points ahead of both the Valley Wildcats and the Voyageurs, 3 points back of the Cape Breton Jets, who sit in 7th, 4 points back of the Martello Buccaneers, who sit in 6th, and 12 points back of their opponents in this evening's game, the Western Rebels. The Fundy Thunder with a record right now of 7-13-1, having scored 67 goals in their 21 games, so they've scored 12 fewer goals than the Western Rebels, and they've played one more game. The Thunder, that 67 goals works out to being just a little bit more than 3.1 goals per game. They've given up 84 goals per game so far this season, which is exactly 4.0 goals against per game on the year so far. And that minus 17 means, on average, over the course of the season so far, they're down about 0.8 goals per game over the course of the season so far. Now, taking a little bit closer look at those numbers, that 4 goals a game that the Western Rebels have scored, that is the 5th best out of the 11 teams in the U16 AAA circuit. The 3.3 goals given up, that is 6th best in that category. For the Fundy Thunder, they've scored 3.2, as we mentioned. That's 7th. Their goals against, also 7th. And we talked about that being at exactly 4.0. Taking a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. For the Rebels, it will be Kobe Mond getting the start. At least that is what it appears to be based on who was taken first. Actually, now I can see that on the game sheet that, yes, it is indeed Kobe Mond getting the start on the Western Rebel side of the ice. And the Rebels in there, we have a bit of a different game tonight. We've actually got dark against dark because we got the Minnesota North Star old school green with the yellow and white up against the Tampa Bay Lightning blue and black and gray. And neither team wearing white this evening, so a little bit of a different look. I feel like I'm doing an NBA game. Color jerseys against color jerseys. Don't often see it in the hockey world, but we'll have it here tonight. Kobe Mond gets the start. He'll be making his 12th appearance of the season. A 5-5 record so far for Mond on the year. He has a 3.02 goals against average and a 902 save percentage. His opponent will be, for the Fundy Thunder, Jake Thorne, making his 14th appearance of the year. Thorne with a record right now of 4-8. His goals against average 3.27, and the save percentage sitting dead on 90%, a 900 save percentage for Thorne so far this year. Should mention as well for the Thunder that William Devereaux, their other goaltender, not available for tonight's game, as he is still off in Sweden enjoying the hockey tournament over there that wrapped up earlier today. And congratulations to the United States on winning the World Junior Hockey Championships for 2024. Sweden coming up with the silver medal, excuse me. The Czechs winning the bronze. Finland finishes fourth. And Canada, by virtue of being the team with the best record of the four teams that lost in the quarterfinals, officially finishes fifth, which means that in next year's World Juniors in Ottawa, we know what the groups are going to be. Hockey Canada does have a right to make changes, but if the groups stay as the IIHF works them out, it will be the Americans and the Canadians together with the Finns, the Swiss, the Finns, not the Swiss, excuse me, I got to pull it back up here. The Finns, the Germans, and the other team that was in their group this year, the Latvians. So the group is all, for next year in Ottawa, will be almost identical to this year. The only difference will be Sweden and the Americans will switch groups. So the U.S. will join Finland and Canada, Germany and Latvia. Sweden will go over to the group that will include not Norway because they've been relegated. Kazakhstan will move into that spot as they won the 1A World Juniors this year. So it'll be Sweden, Kazakhstan, Switzerland, Czechia, and Slovakia will be the five teams in that pool. And again, the five teams in Canada's pool: Canada, U.S., Finland, Germany, and Latvia. Again, the Canadians do have, as the host team, they have the right to make one switch. As long as they switch it a team of like equal value, quote unquote equal value, like they can't move the Americans to the other pool and move Kazakhstan into theirs. If you move the Americans out of your own pool, you have to move the Swedes back in. Yes, they're all equal, yeah. Let's not kid ourselves. Getting rid of the Americans in your own pool to bring Kazakhstan in would be a step up for Canada, make their job a little bit easier. But and also, as the host team, Canada will have the right to decide who they play on which day within the schedule. So that means we're probably looking at another Canada-US New Year's Eve matchup. That's the one prerogative that the host team has. They can move, like I said, move one team from one pool to another, trading it with a team of equal standing. And they can also set the schedule for what time their team plays within the course of the tournament. But enough talk about the World Juniors. Let's talk about the game we got going on here tonight. It's the U16 AAA Hockey League. The Thunder and the Rebels. This should be a very entertaining hockey game, as these teams both, like I said, sit around the middle of the pack. The Rebels in fourth, the Thunder in eighth. Rebels right now are coming off of a loss in their last game out just last night at the Dukes in Pownell, as that was the all PEI matchup. The Dukes, who play out of Eastern Prince Edward Island, taking on the Rebels, who play out of Western PEI. Dukes winning that one by a score of 4-1. Prior to that, the Dukes had ended 2023 with with a win over the Dukes. And then prior to that, they also had a win over the Jets and a win over the Highlanders and a win over the Thunderbirds. So 3 straight victories to close out 2023, or 4 straight victories, to close out 2023. But again, coming off of a loss last night, so they'll be looking for a bounce-back performance. For the Fundy Thunder, their last game was their last game of 2023. This will be their first game in 2024. It was a loss to the Voyageurs, 8-2. They won the night before at the Pictou County Wellness Center, a game we had here on Petter Sports and Streaming, a 4-3 victory over the Armada, a very entertaining hockey game that was that night. And prior to that, they had won a game over the Voyageurs and had lost to the Thunderbirds and lost to the Wildcats. So their last 5 games of 2023, they went 2-3 and are coming off of a loss their last time out, like I said, that being back on December 23rd. Due to some issues with some equipment, we're going to be running a little bit of a different look tonight. You're not going to have a scoreboard on your screen, and you're not going to have a time clock on your screen tonight, and that's entirely my fault. I had an issue with a piece of equipment, and so we're not going to have those available for you for this evening's game. And while they introduce the starting lineups, I'm going to introduce them as well. In front of Kobe Mond for the Rebels, it will be the fivesome of Cole Dowling, Reese Gallant, Ben Wood, Brad Sigsworth, and Grayson Arsenault. And for the Fundy Thunder, in front of Jake Thorne, who gets the start, it will be Damon O'Neill, Henry Duggan, along with Waylon Countway, Dawson McCauley, and trying to get the 5th number there, I see that is Gage Stewart. So those are your starters. And as I finish saying it, he starts getting to the starting lineups. Just the way it works out. And then in a moment we will have O Canada, and then we'll be ready to get this game underway. Just out of interest, the last time the Thunder played in this building was over a month ago. It was November 24th. They played here against the Buccaneers, losing that game by a score of 5-2. And just scrolling back, I think this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. And just to confirm, yes, it is indeed the first meeting of the season between these two teams. So familiarity certainly will not be a factor. Although, of course, these players, I'm sure, have come across each other through various tournaments, coming up through the different age ranks as they've played their minor hockey. 20 minutes on the clock. We're ready to get going here for period number 1 of this game here tonight at the Rath Eastlink Community Center in Truro. The face-off will be Cam Griffin and Damon O'Neill, both number 91s, to take the draw to get this game going. Nope. So we've got an issue with tape around the neck guard of O'Neill. So that means he's going to have to come off. Nope, they got it fixed. Now O'Neill is good to go. So it is the 2 number 91s, and we are underway here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center. Wood gets the puck into the zone of the Fundy Thunder. It's played out, back in again. Going after it there is Sigsworth, working against Stewart. Sigsworth gets the puck, plays it towards Arsenault. Arsenault gets a shot away, and that goes over to the far wall. Back at the point with it is Gallant, Reese Gallant. There's a shot, and the save made by Jake Thorne. And Thorne will hang on for the first stoppage in play of the night at 30 seconds of the first period. And as you can see, our camera a little bit different tonight. It's not exactly, we're not able to do zooms and all that nice stuff that we're normally able to do. And again, that's entirely my fault. I could try and throw somebody else under the bus, but it would be very disingenuous to do that. So we appreciate you being with us. The visuals are going to be a little bit different tonight than they normally are, and we appreciate your patience while we work with that. Here's Wood with the puck now. He'll carry it, sorry, I might have mentioned Griffin. It was actually Wood. Anytime I said Griffin's name earlier, it should have been Wood. Wood was on the ice to start the game. Griffin comes on now for his first shift, because I can't read my own writing. McKenna gets the puck over. It's dumped in. Goes wide of the net, off the end boards. Gathered in there by Vandenberg. He plays it around behind the net as the Thunder look to clear the zone, but it's knocked down by Chasson. He gets it to Griffin. Griffin with a shot, and they score! A rough start for the Thunder as the first goal of the game goes to the Western Rebels. And it looks like it's going to be Griffin who gets the goal at 1:25 of the first period. And Cam Griffin, if it is indeed his goal, it'll be his 7th goal and 17th point of the year. And we'll get you the assists on that goal here in just a moment. So it appears that Griffin's goal is unassisted. So once again, that is Cam Griffin's 8th goal, 17th point of the season, unassisted at 1:25. And the Western Rebels out to a quick 1-0 lead here on the Fundy Thunder. Puck is played down deep into the zone. Going after it is George. George takes a bump. Coming in to help him out is Carson McDonald. McDonald tries to kick the puck loose, but it ends up getting stuck there. Here's McDonald now trying to get it out for O'Neill. O'Neill couldn't get a shot away. Following up is Paris. He gets a shot. It goes wide, and the puck comes around the boards, played off the wall and down the ice. Troy Hunt has to hustle back to get on it. He plays it off the wall and out to center. Dumped back in again. The Rebels have to touch up. That gives Paris a little bit that's Countway a little bit of time. He tries to play the puck ahead. It goes off of a skate. Comes back down the wall. Now Christian Cameron sends it down to the end boards. Milligan gives his man a bump. That's Paris behind the net. Puck is played ahead for Weatherby, and Weatherby will get it out down the length of the ice. Icing is waved off. Coming out of his net to play it is Mond. Puck comes to the far wall. Weatherby tries to pick it up there, but it's knocked away from him. Played to the line. Stewart will hold it onside. Stewart holds it onside a second time, and now it comes down to Harrison. He plays it back, and it ends up coming to the blue line and out. Dumped back in, but it ends up going over the glass and out of play on that attempted dump in by Gage Stewart. We'll get a stoppage with 3:16 gone here in the first period. We do try to be a bit interactive here on our broadcasts on Petter Sports and Streaming. You can reach us one of 3 ways. You can get us through the application now known as X. It used to be called Twitter. The handle is at Petter, P-E-T-T-E-R, as in my last name, Michael Petter, PC_sports. That's P-E-T-T-E-R, PC_sports on X. You can also reach us through Facebook. Go to facebook.com and search for Petter Sports and Streaming, and you can send us a message through that media as well. Centering pass broken up by Duggan. Puck ends up with Macaulay. Macaulay tries to get it to Duggan. Duggan finally is able to gather it in, tries to go cross ice with it, but it's knocked down by Wood. Wood chases it down, takes it back into his own zone. Now he'll drop it off for his defenseman Gallant, that being Reese Gallant. 2 players with that surname on the Western Rebels team, so we'll try to keep them differentiated. There's Reese Gallant with the puck. He plays it ahead for Wood, that being Ben Wood. 2 players with the surname Wood in this game, 1 for each team. As there's a nice hit on Waylon Countway, and then taking his time getting up off of Countway, it appeared was Sigsworth. We got a delayed offside. Now Countway back on the puck, able to make a move to get away from Griffin, but Gamble will send it back down into the Fundy zone. Back to get it is Vandenberg. Vandenberg plays it ahead. It comes out to center, dumped right back in, off the end boards, gathered up there by Jacob McClellan. McClellan takes it behind his own net, plays it over to the far wall. It comes off the boards and ends up right on the stick of Dwaron in the neutral zone. Dwaron with a shot, and that just misses far side. Thunder on the forecheck. Daly gets onto the puck. He gives it to Dwaron. Dwaron tries a sharp angle shot. Save made there by Mont. Puck comes all the way back to the line to Ryan McDonald, and then it is sent out to center by the Rebels. Now Milligan gets it deep into the Fundy zone. Played around to the near side. McClellan out to center, just out of the reach of McKenna. And McKenna will go back and pick it up for Western PEI. McKenna, lead pass. Goes a little bit behind his intended target of McCardle, my apologies. Puck cleared down the ice. Luke McKinnon going back after it. We're going to get an icing call against the Thunder with 5:34 gone here in the first period. Rebels get possession off of the draw. Centering pass is broken up there by Hunt. He gets it ahead to Carson McDonald, who was able to clear the zone, but then tried to throw a hit and missed his target. Rebels just inside their own zone, now working their way out. There's Jake Campbell with it. He'll dump it down. Back to pick up is Caden Paris. He plays it off the glass and out. Picking it up at his own blue line is Christian Cameron. Cameron has it stolen from him. Good effort there by, I believe that was Ethan Daly. Now coming the other way, Sherman. He has the puck knocked off of his stick. Daly with it now. That's George, my apologies. Mathis George dumps it down into the Rebel zone. It goes all the way around the boards. Gets to the line. Countway holds it in there. Plays it down to George. George pass went to Wood. Wood tried to set it up for McDonald, that being Carson McDonald. But now the Rebels come the other way. And here's Campbell. He'll dump it in and peel off for a change. Arsenault will lead the forecheck. Stewart plays it off the wall. It's picked up by Dowling, and then Dowling runs into Stewart and gets the puck back deep in the zone. Dowling getting the better of that physical exchange. Wood now with the puck. That being Owen Wood of the Thunder. He ended up losing it. There was a shot and a save made by Thorne. Puck cleared down the ice, and it will get to the end boards for an icing call with 7:21 gone in the first period. Want to mention that particularly in the corner, the far side corner as we're looking at it on what is now the Rebels end of the ice. So on our broadcast left, the ice in that corner is in rough shape. And the reason why that ice in that corner in particular is in really rough shape, if you look at the ice, you see that it's not there. There's a shot, and just missing is Jack Gallant with that chance. We'll talk more about why the ice conditions are what they are at the next stoppage. As picking up the puck and trying to clear the zone with it was Arsenault, but he wasn't able to do so as he couldn't get by Weatherby. Now the puck does come out. Vandenberg will dump it back in. It'll go all the way around the boards. Going to it at the far side is Jack Gallant. Jack Gallant 44 as opposed to Reese Gallant 55. And I think we're going to see similar issues with the near side corner on that end to the left. And we may see it in the corners on our broadcast right as well. I haven't noticed it in those corners yet, but here's a turnover to McCauley. McCauley gets a shot away. Save made. Puck still loose. And it's cleared away to the side of the net. We got a delayed penalty coming up against the Rebels. Cross-checking is the indication. And it looks like it's going to be Arsenault who goes off. So the first power play of the game will go to the Fundy Thunder. And the issue with the ice, this building, of course, hosted the World Junior A Hockey Challenge in early December. Hockey Canada came in and they needed the ice to be shaved down as far as they could possibly get it so that they could then paint over it and make it into a Hockey Canada ice surface without the sponsors that are normally on the ice for the Rath Eastlink Community Center, because Hockey Canada, of course, has their own sponsors whose logos need to be on the ice. Also, they didn't want the sponsors on the boards and those sorts of things. So the ice was shaved way down. The ice was completely repainted for that Hockey Canada event, and then after that Hockey Canada event ended, it was shaved down again to get rid of the paint job for Hockey Canada. The unfortunate thing is, it had to be shaved down so far. There are a couple of spots on this ice where, on the boards in particular, you're going to see that the ice is almost not there. And it has nothing to do with the job that the people here in the building have been doing. In fact, they have been doing an incredible job to get this ice back into playing shape. And I don't want to belittle or demean Hockey Canada in any way. They were doing the job that they had to do for their event, and the people at the Rath Eastlink Community Center are doing what they have to do for their events. There's a chance shorthanded for Milligan as he ends up putting it off the post. I know my explanation ended up taking up half of this Thunder power play, and now Carson McDonald has the puck with 50 seconds left in their man advantage on the cross-checking penalty that was taken by Grayson Arsenault. Here's George with the puck. He'll play it back to Countway. That's Paris. Paris sends it to the far boards to Countway. Countway with a shot, and Mond makes the save and hangs on. And then after the whistle, George gets a little bit too close to Mond for his liking. And so we'll get Mond out of his net a little bit to express his displeasure with things. No additional penalties coming out of it, but oh, no, we are going to get a penalty, and it looks like it's going to go to Cam McCardle. So 33 seconds, we're getting coincidentals is what we're getting. Okay. So Carson McDonald is going off, and Cam McCardle. Not sure if McCardle's off for himself or if he's serving for the goalie. We'll wait and get clarification on that here in just a moment. And those penalties coming with 10... what was it? 10:33, I believe it was, left to go in this first period. 13 seconds now left in the power play as George brings the puck into the Rebel zone, gets the puck to the front of the net. It comes all the way back to the high slot. Paris is there. He'll take it over to the wall, drop it off for George. George coming back to the middle of the ice, gets a shot away. It gets blocked. Paris in front for McCauley. They score! Dawson McCauley, just after the penalty comes to an end. And the Fundy Thunder have tied up the game. It is 1-1. Big goal there for Dawson McCauley to tie up the game at a goal apiece. Those penalties were Cam McCardle and Carson McDonald, 2 each for unsportsmanlike conduct. And Dawson McCauley's goal assisted by Caden Paris and Mathis George at 10:25 of the first period. And so the score is now tied at a goal apiece. And for Dawson McCauley, that is his 3rd goal, 10th point of the year. So again, McCauley, his 3rd goal, 10th point, assisted by Caden Paris and Mathis George at 10:25 of the first period, tying up this game at a goal apiece as the physical presence of this game picks up a little bit. Puck cleared down the length of the ice. That will be an icing call against the Rebels. And we'll get the stoppage with 8:57 remaining here in the first period. Shots on goal right now sit 5-5. The score sits 1-1. 2 players sit in the penalty box, 1 for each team. I sit on my stool here above center ice at the Rath Eastlink Community Center. How many more ways can I use the word sit in this sequence? I think I've reached the end of it. There we go. All right. Sherman tries to play the puck ahead, but it's stolen from him by Duggan. Duggan gets it back in across the blue line, but not very deep. Now a little bit of a miscommunication there amongst the Rebels. They clear the puck out, but Ryan McDonald couldn't quite keep that puck onside, so we'll get an offside against the Thunder with 8:32 left to go here in period number 1, and the score tied up at a goal apiece. Some of us are old enough to remember watching hockey games without a scoreboard on the screen. There didn't always used to be scoreboards on the screen every time you watched a game, you know. Back when I was growing up, that was how we always watched a game. If you wanted to know the score, you had to pay attention. You couldn't just look at any time. Sorry, there's my little old man rant for the day. Arsenault with the shot, the save made by Thorne. Another shot, another save made by Thorne. As Jake Thorne, I've sung his praises for the past several years watching him play. He's not the biggest goalie you're ever going to see filling a net, but he moves so well and he fills a net so well with his movement. And we're going to get a penalty to Dawson McCauley here. The coincidental penalties come to an end. And McCauley's going to get a slashing call, it looks like. So we're going to get the first power play of the game for the Western Rebels. For the Rebels, their power play this season, and I apologize for not doing these stats on the Fundy Thunder's first power play. I'll get to them next time. For the Rebels, their power play 18.5%, 5th in the league. The Fundy Thunder's penalty kill 77.6%, 10th out of the 11 teams in the Nova Scotia Under 16 AAA Hockey League. The penalty to Dawson McCauley goes for interference, actually, not slashing. My apologies. It looked like the referee put the one hand on the forearm of the other hand in the slashing motion, but it was actually crossing his arms to make that interference call. So the Rebel power play goes to work. There's Arsenault with a shot. Another nice save made by Thorne. And the Thunder able to get the puck and clear it down the length of the ice. It goes off the glove of Reese Gallant. Gallant goes back and picks up. And he'll start to carry it ahead. Through the neutral ice, in across the blue line. Reese Gallant takes it to the near boards. Down into the corner. Plays it back to the line, but nobody was there. And Sigsworth, who was just coming on a change, picks up the puck and he'll carry it back into the zone. 54 seconds left the power play. Centering pass intended for Milligan. Misses him. Comes to Chasson at the line. He fires a shot. And the save made. And Sigsworth standing right there if there had been a rebound to have. But Jake Thorne making sure that there is no such rebound. And he hangs on for a face-off with 48 seconds left in the penalty. And 6:42 left to go here in period number 1. Puck comes right to Thorne off of the face-off. And he'll cover it right back up again. Kill off a couple more seconds of the Rebel power play. And we'll get the face-off between Milligan and Dwaron. Dwaron wins it down into the corner. Paris gets on the puck there, plays it ahead for Dwaron. And Dwaron able to launch it down the length of the ice. Going back to get it is Cameron. He plays it to McCardle. And McCardle will start to work his way ahead. has a little bit of trouble keeping control of the puck, finally gets it to settle back down for him, in across the line, but then the attempted dump out by Hunt, and Hunt gets absolutely plastered on a hit by Milligan. Milligan gets to the puck in the near corner, but can't get it under control. Clearing attempt by Paris, knocked down by Chasson. Now there's a chance, and the puck just goes over the top of the net as Sigsworth turned and fired a shot, and Thorne got a piece of it. 2 seconds left in the penalty, and back out onto the ice is Dawson McCauley as we're back to 5-on-5 here. Under 6 minutes left to go in the first period, tied up at a goal apiece. Carson McDonald gets it ahead, gets a return pass, fires a shot, and Mond makes the save and hangs on. I should mention, I talked about how you can get a hold of us either through Twitter or Facebook. One of the things, if I am getting a player's name pronounced incorrectly, that's one of the things I would love for you to send me a message and let me know. I know how important a person's name is as part of their identity, and I would never intentionally disrespect a player by mispronouncing their name. So if I am getting any names wrong, please do send me the message either through Twitter or through Facebook to let me know what mistake I am making and how I can fix it. Here's Vandenberg with the puck. He'll send it down to the end boards. Carson McDonald goes to get it. He sets it up there for George, and George gets a shot away. It ends up getting deflected just wide. Now it'll play over to the far side, picked up by Dowling. Dowling will flip it out to center. It goes, actually it doesn't end up going all the way out to center on the flip, as it ended up coming down just inside the blue line, then went out. Now Countway back on it. He takes a bump as he gets in across the blue line. Countway will use the boards to play it around to the near side. First one to it, though, will be Sherman. Sherman not able to clear the zone as Duggan was there to help knock that puck down. Now Carson McDonald trying to tie it up along the boards as we reach 4:38 left to go in this first period. Puck is finally worked free by George. By Daly. He gives it back to Vandenberg. Vandenberg got a shot away. It was knocked down. Duggan following up, put a shot just wide. Now Jack Gallant not able to clear. Puck comes down on the shot. Mond clears that one away. Vandenberg gets it at the line. He'll fire a shot, deflected, and Mond able to stay with it and make a nice save there. Challenging save by Mond on the beautiful deflection from in front. Now Vandenberg, another shot. Save made again. Another shot, but this time that one gets blocked, and carrying the puck out after making the block is Luke McKinnon. McKinnon able to gain the red line, send it down the ice. Vandenberg picks up below his own goal line, trying to get away from the pressure of Sigsworth. Vandenberg still with the puck, takes it all the way below the goal line, tries to get it out for Daly. That pass doesn't connect, but the puck ends up back on Vandenberg's stick. He gets it over for McClellan, and McClellan gets a shot away, and Mond makes another save and hangs on for another faceoff. 3:38 left to go here, first period, tied up at a goal apiece between the Western Rebels out of Western Prince Edward Island and the hometown Fundy Thunder, who play some of their games out of here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center, some of their games out of the Pictou County Wellness Center. They'll have one game on March 2nd that will be played at the, it'll be a home game in East Hants, and if I remember correctly, it'll actually be their other home game against these Western Rebels. And we'll talk more about that later. Of course, the regular home ice of the Fundy Thunder for the last several years, the Colchester Legion Stadium, has not been available since Hurricane Fiona last fall, or not fall 2023, but fall of 2022. And so that's why they've been playing out of the Rath Eastlink Community Center and out of the Pictou County Wellness Center over the last several years. Here's McClellan with the puck. He's got Wood with him. McClellan steps in, fires a shot, and scores! A beautiful shot right up into the top corner. Great pass by Wood to get the puck back to McClellan, and Jacob McClellan, the captain of the Thunder, puts his team out in front. It's 2-1 with 2:47 left to go here in the first period. For Jacob McClellan, his 6th goal, 15th point of the season. Owen Wood will get an assist, as does Ryan McDonald. Wasn't sure if there was going to be a second assist or not, but on the scoring I see that Ryan McClellan does have an assist there. So Jacob McClellan, again, Jacob McClellan's 6th goal, 15th point of the season, assisted by Owen Wood and Ryan McDonald at 17-13. And now we're going to get a charging penalty taken by Cam McCardle. So the Thunder will go to their 2nd power play of the night. And something I didn't do the first time, I'll do it this time. We'll tell you that the Thunder power play coming into tonight was 15.6%, 7th best in the Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey League. And the penalty kill of the Western Rebels, the best penalty kill in the league, 89.4% efficiency killing penalties. Almost 9 out of 10 penalties killed off by the Rebels. That is an absolutely spectacular stat. There's a shot by Paris. It's deflected, but the redirection doesn't end up putting it on target. The penalty, as we mentioned, was charging on Cam McCardle. Puck cleared down the ice. The time of the penalty, for those of you who care about such things, is at 17:26. There's still a minute 15 left to go in the man advantage. Damon O'Neill brings the puck in across the line, stops there. He'll try to play it around the boards, but it takes a weird bounce off of a stanchion and then ends up staying right behind the net. Coming in and picking up the puck is George. He plays it across for O'Neill. There's a chance! And I believe Mond got just a piece of that puck. It may have also gone off the outside of the net. And the Rebels able to clear it down the ice. 49 seconds left to go in the man advantage. A minute 20 left to go in the first period. Here's Paris coming up through center. Paris in across the line. Takes a shot. Kick save made by Mond. Puck goes into the far corner. Paris going after it. He takes a bump. And the puck flipped out to center by Jake Campbell. First one onto the puck is going to be Sherman. Sherman with a shot, and the save made there by Jake Thorne. We're into the final minute of the period, into the final 20 seconds of the power play. Wood, who has the primary assist on the goal that right now stands as the lead goal in this game, played the puck around the boards. Thunder McClellan, who scored that goal, takes it to the top of the zone, fires a shot. It goes just wide. Puck is brought back to McClellan again. 3 seconds left in the power play. He gives it down to Wood. Wood has it knocked off his stick by Sherman, but it ends up going to McClellan. Coming into the play in a hurry there was McCardle, and he was able to disrupt the shot enough. And then the puck cleared down the length of the ice. We're going to get an icing call. We're back to 5-on-5, and that's why we get the icing. With 23.5 seconds left to go here in the first period, and the Fundy Thunder out in front 2-1. The Rebels scored first back at the minute 25 mark, and then back-to-back goals by the Thunder have given them the lead, which they are 20 seconds away from carrying into the first intermission. Centering pass for McClellan, but he puts it off the heel of his stick. Another chance for McClellan, and he puts it just wide after there was also a shot in there by Dwaran. Another shot by McClellan. That one ends up getting blocked by Cameron, as Jacob McClellan, carrying his team on his shoulders, but not able to get rewarded with a second goal. We will go into the break with the Thunder leading it 2-1. The scoring summary from the first period. At the 1:25 mark of the period, we had the first goal of the game. It was Cam Griffin of the Rebels scoring his 8th goal, 17th point of the season. That one coming unassisted. That made it 1-0 for the Rebels. Then at 10:25, it was Dawson McCauley getting his 3rd goal, 10th point of the year, assisted by Caden Paris and Mathis George. And then at 17:13, it was Jacob McClellan scoring his 6th goal, 15th point, assisted by Owen Wood and Ryan McDonald. Shots on goal in the first period end up favoring the Fundy Thunder 14-11. Both teams went 0 on the power play. The Thunder 0-2, Rebels 0-1. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for the second period in just a few minutes. You are watching Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey League action here on Petter Sports and Streaming through Atlantic Hockey Online, a division of AO Live. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the second period here between the Fundy Thunder and the Western Rebels. Want to send a thank you to Karen Gaudette McKenna for sending us a very kind comment. Karen, the grandparent of Cole Dowling, watching from, or I'm going to guess watching from over in PEI, as that's where Dowling and the Western Rebels came over from, although my grandparents lived 3 time zones away from where I did when I was growing up. So, but wherever you are watching from, Karen, thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us. Really is appreciated. As I've always said, you know, if it wasn't for parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, I wouldn't have a job, you know. I know that 90% of my audience is family members of players, and so I really do appreciate all of you tuning in wherever you're joining us from. And again, I still shake my head in amazement sometimes. Oh, you're in Lower Sackville. Oh, wow. Well, you could have made the drive up, and I appreciate you tuning in and watching from home, especially on a snowy night like tonight as the second period gets underway. I've done some games down in Lower Sackville as well, down at the Sackville Arena there. Beautiful facility, one of those old school barns. Done a few games involving the Sackville Blazers of the Nova Scotia Junior Hockey League. Here's Gallant with the puck, that being Reese Gallant, flipping it down into the Thunder zone as the Fundy Thunder in blue, defending the net to your broadcast left for the second period. Puck sent all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. Mond had his hand up as if icing was going to get called, but there didn't end up being one. McCauley tried to play the puck off the boards to the line. Countway was a little bit too close to the middle of the ice to receive that pass. Now Countway gets his pocket picked by Sigsworth. Sigsworth with a shot, the save, the rebound, in the goal. Sigsworth with the initial shot. Jake Thorne made the save, but the rebound ended up going directly onto the stick of Grayson Arsenault. And Grayson Arsenault ties up this game just 54 seconds into the second period. So that'll be Arsenault's team-leading 16th goal of the season. His team-leading 23rd point of the year as well. Brad Sigsworth gets an assist, and it turns out that it's the only assist on that goal, as Sigsworth created the turnover, fired the shot, and got the rebound to go directly onto his teammate's stick. And now there's a weird bouncing puck, and it ends up just outside the line. Nearly the second night in a row that I had a goal in a game that I was calling end up off of a strange as anything play. Mond, fortunately for him, able to find that puck. Last night I was doing a Junior A game, and one of the goals scored by the Pictou County Weeks Crushers against the Truro Bearcats, it almost reminded me of the Steve Smith goal against Edmonton, or for Edmonton and against Edmonton, I guess, depending on which way you're looking at it, back in 1986, as Smith scored for the Calgary Flames while playing for the Edmonton Oilers. Just a weird bounce, and a puck ended up going in, and that goal at that time made it 3-2 for the Crushers in what was a wild 7-6 game last night. Or no, that goal made it 3-2 for Truro. The goal scored by the Crushers made it 3-2 for Truro. And then the Crushers ended up going on to win that one 7-6 last night. Back to get the puck in his own zone is Christian Cameron. He gets tied up. 4 players now in the corner. Daly gets his stick on the puck, but Cameron immediately ties him to the wall as they battle. Just over 2 minutes gone here. Second period tied up at 2 goals apiece. Campbell battle for it. Campbell ends up getting it. His pass intended for Sherman. Sherman does get a piece of it, but not able to keep it under control. Now the puck sticks in the corner. Getting onto it there is Campbell. He gets it to the front of the net for Wood. More over towards the near side face-off circle. Gallant not able to hold the line, that being Reese Gallant. Gallant now in neutral ice, gets through Carson McDonald, carries the puck across the line, has it poked off his stick. Wood following up, gets it gathered in, fires a shot, and Thorne with the glove save that would make Ozzie Smith proud. Hanging on for a face-off with 2:49. I know I'm showing my age using Ozzie Smith as the reference there instead of, I don't know, yeah. Those of you who are not old enough to remember, Ozzie Smith was a guy who played baseball for the St. Louis Cardinals back in the 80s. Was the great shortstop. And so that pick by Thorne there looked to me more like a shortstop picking a ground ball. That is more of an Osgoody kind of glove save there that we just saw. No, that save by Thorne on the previous one, he picked it right off the ground like Ozzie Smith picking off a grounder. Yeah. My cameraman, Ashton here, mentioning I was born in 91. Yeah, thanks. I know I'm an old guy, and I know some of my references end up going over his head. And I'm okay with that. Puck played down the ice. Icing gets waved off. Back to get it there is Countway. He'll play it over for Harrison. Harrison, though, nearly lost it to Cameron. Now we got a delayed penalty coming up against, I think the penalty's going to go against Wood for holding. And with 3:33 gone in the second period, the Fundy Thunder will go to their third power play of the night. Wood going off for the hold. And so, despite being 0 for 2 with the man advantage so far this evening, the Thunder do get another chance to try and get their special teams unit to convert. There's a sharp angle shot by Wood, goes off the mask of Mond. Now Duggan battling hard there with McKenna. Duggan plays it around, comes back to the line for McClellan. McClellan down the boards for Wood. Wood lost control of the puck, but comes back, follows up, gets a shot away as he falls. And the puck cleared away. Vandenberg back out to center ice as he's being chased back by Gamble. Puck is turned over to Griffin, but then Vandenberg gets it back. He loses it to Gamble just inside the blue line, and the Thunder have to back out again. 1:13 left to go in the man advantage. Vandenberg. Pass ahead. Nearly broken up by Gamble, but McClellan able to get on the puck. He'll bring it in. He's got Daly coming with him. Gets the shot off. That's blocked by McKenna. And the puck comes up the wall. Vandenberg gives to Duggan. Duggan taking it down towards the corner. Back to Vandenberg at the line. Vandenberg shot gets through the traffic. And Mond able to see it and make the save and hang on for a face-off. 50 seconds left in the man advantage. 4:43 gone here in period number 2 of this 2-2 hockey game here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center. Quick note on the out-of-town scoreboard. If you are watching on Petter Sports and Streaming, you'll notice that we've got 2 games that we're doing simultaneously here this evening. And one of them is being played down at the Pictou County Wellness Center. And we'll give you the live score on that one coming up in just a moment at our next stoppage in play. Thought I could get the score in before play resumed, but I couldn't. Now George has it. 27 seconds left in the power play. Daly tried to get it back down to George, but that was broken up by McKinnon. And here's a race for the puck. McKinnon going after it. He will get down to it, plays it off the side of the net. And now O'Neill picks it up there with 10 seconds left in the Fundy Thunder power play. Caden Paris has the puck knocked off of his stick, and it rolls right in to Thorne as Arsenault doing a good job on the forecheck. And that brings the penalty to an end. And we can now tell you that in the Pictou County Wellness Center this evening, they're into the second period. They're getting to the later stages of the second period there, and the Valley Wildcats lead the week's majors 3-1. And of course, the Fundy Thunder, players from the Fundy Thunder, the same catchment area as the week's majors at the U18 level. And actually on the Weeks Majors this season, there are a number of last year's Fundy Thunder players, so there is a very strong connection. Wood was going to bring the puck into the zone, but McCauley was in, so Wood had to let the puck go. Now Sherman plays it off the boards. It'll come back to the line. Gallant has to back up out to center to pick it up, and Reese Gallant plays it back in. Countway will go in and get it out of that corner. Countway plays it over to Hunt. Hunt has a couple of Rebels around him, but is able to flip the puck out to center ice. Now McKenna takes a bump from Harrison. That allows Duggan to get the puck. Duggan comes into the zone, fires a shot, and I believe that went off the crossbar. And the referee pointing outside the zone, so what the ref saw was that it did not touch Mond, but it did touch iron, and then went up and out of play. So the face-off coming outside the zone with 13:29 left to go here in the second period, still tied up at 2. I thought it went off of Mond and then crossbar and then out. I definitely saw it hit crossbar, but I thought it also hit Mond on its way out, but the referee, who was much closer than we are, and we're going to get another slashing penalty against the Rebels. And I think it's going to go against McArdle again. That's McArdle's third penalty tonight. And that'll be the fourth power play for the Fundy Thunder here this evening. Here's O'Neill with the puck as the power play, which is 0 for 3, gets a fourth chance. Here's O'Neill behind the net. Gets the puck to the front, but then Mond able to bat it away. And the clearing attempt knocked down by Vandenberg. Vandenberg then sends it towards the net, and Mond gets onto it again. And Mond has a bit of a temper as well. That's a couple of times now that he's gotten his stick up after the whistle has gone off. To be fair to Mond, he's had traffic in front of him getting into his face, and you can understand why he might be frustrated. Vandenberg again knocks down a clearing attempt. Puck sent down towards the corner. Cameron not able to keep it away from Duggan. Duggan plays it over to Wood. Wood trying to get away from McKinnon now. Plays it back to the line to McClellan. McClellan with a shot, and Mond makes the save and hangs on. 1:11 left to go in the power play. 12:32 remaining here in the second period. And another quick update from over in just outside of New Glasgow. The Weeks Majors Callum Green has scored to pull the Weeks to within 1 there. The Valley Wildcats leading 3-2. 18 seconds left in the second period, the time of the goal for Callum Green to pull the Weeks to within that 1-goal margin. Here we're all tied with the Thunder on a power play. Puck sent deep into the zone. Back to get it there was Arsenault. He gets bumped off of the puck. Wood has it. He can't clear the zone, though, as McClellan gloves that down. Gives it to Wood. Now back to the line to Vandenberg. Vandenberg off the boards. Down intended for Dwaron, but that was broken up nicely by Cameron. And Cameron able to clear it down the length of the ice, and the Thunder have to go back and touch up again. McClellan gets around the pressure of Milligan, that was 9, not 8. McClellan then tried to make a pass, but Milligan intercepts it and sends the puck back down the ice again. Now just 10 seconds left in the Fundy Thunder power play. Vandenberg out from behind his net. Can't get by Milligan. The puck does end up going beyond him, though. And it's gathered in by Sigsworth. Dumped deep into the Fundy Thunder zone. Thunder able to pick up there as George plays it ahead for McDonald, Carson McDonald. Carson McDonald tries to get it to the front of the net. Intended for George, but that's broken up by Milligan. Now George steals it back, but Reese Gallant able to steal it back from George. Gallant gets knocked down by George. Now Carson McDonald takes a bump there from Milligan as they battle in behind the net. McDonald still on it. He'll play it back up high to Paris. Paris with a shot. That's deflected and goes wide. Reese Gallant plays it up the wall. George will send it back down into the corner. Carson McDonald gets to it there. It's knocked away from him, played up the boards, held in by Hunt. 10:30 left to go, second period. There's a shot, save made. Still tied up at 2 goals apiece. Battle in the corner, 4 players in there trying to work the puck free. Finally, it does come free to Daly, or to George rather. He tried to feed it to Daly. Now Daly will pick up at the near boards, sends it off the wall as Dowling takes down his man. Dowling able to kick the puck free. Tried to play it ahead. It's knocked down by George. George has it stolen from him by Sherman. Now Sherman comes out. He's got Jack Gallant with him. Sherman tries to center it for Gallant, but that pass ends up going off the feet of Hunt and back out to center ice. McKenna backs up with it into his own zone, plays it across to the far side for Chasson. Here's Chasson. His shot blocked by Countway, or by Paris rather. Now a long lead pass into the feet of McCauley. McCauley able to recover enough, brings it in across the blue line, stops as Gallant overskates him, but then Gallant able to push McCauley back out of the zone. McCauley dumps it back in, but the Thunder have to touch up. That's going to give the Rebels a little bit of time to start moving it forward. But that clearing attempt knocked down by McCauley. Now McCauley trying to work the puck free. It ends up bouncing to Campbell, and Campbell will come out to center here with 9:17 to go. And I think the call was an offside there. And that seems to be the indication, yeah. So an offside with 9:16 remaining here in the second period. Of course, I look up at the clock to see the time, say the time, and then I look back down, and all of a sudden there's a whistle. So of course I miss it. Just pick the wrong time to look up. Wouldn't you know it? O'Neill ends up winning that draw against Griffin. Cameron intercepts that pass that was intended for Duggan. Now Stewart plays it around to Countway. Countway up the boards to Dawson McCauley. McCauley loses the puck there to Griffin, but it ends up back on the stick of Waylon Countway. And now we're going to get an interference penalty as Dawson McCauley took down his man while the Thunder had the puck, and that's one of those calls that you're going to see every time your team has the puck and you knock down a guy on the other team. It's going to get called. And so the Fundy Thunder will be shorthanded for the second time in this game. Dawson McCauley going off for interference at 11:07 here of period number 2. 2-2 the score. The goals for the Rebels coming off the sticks of Cam Griffin and Grayson Arsenault. The goals for the Thunder coming from Dawson McCauley and Jacob McClellan. Rebels win the draw. Here's Gallant with the puck, that being Reese Gallant. He plays it across, sent back to the near side for Wood, but that pass misses the target. Nearly able to hold the puck onside was Reese Gallant, but he only got a stick on it and ended up having it come all the way back deep into his own zone. Gallant now uses the wall to get it ahead to Gamble. Gamble has Sigsworth there with him. Gamble fires a shot. That goes wide. Comes off the end boards onto the back of the net. Puck is knocked free again. Now it comes towards the front. Wood gets on it, and he'll backhand it down the length of the ice. 1:26 left to go in the man advantage. Reese Gallant out from behind his own net. Gets the pass ahead to Arsenault. Arsenault being pestered by Wood. Wood gets the steal, but able to steal it back there was McCardle. Now Arsenault back on the puck. Arsenault gives to Wood. Wood working against McClellan, plays it around to the far side for Griffin. And now Griffin and who is that? Ryan McDonald. And now we got a whole big scrum down below the goal line. Griffin grabbing Ryan McDonald by the head and ripping his helmet off. And Cam McCardle right in the middle of all of that as well. All of this coming with 7:48 left to go in the second period. And the Thunder still shorthanded for another 45 seconds, but they may not be shorthanded after this sequence. Griffin and McCardle are going to the penalty box. And just waiting to see what all ends up getting called out of this. Again, all this coming at 12-12. And Gage Stewart is going to go across for the Thunder and go to the penalty box. As we try to get clarification, the Thunder bench also looking to get clarification. I'm trying to... Punches were thrown, but gloves didn't come off, so it would just be roughing calls. But we'll... a 4-minute penalty has gone onto the board against Cam Griffin. Again, all of this happening at 12-12, so 7:48 remaining in the second period. The one thing we know is we've got 92 Cam Griffin is on the board for 4 minutes. So if that is the only one that goes on the board, we'll play 4-on-4 for 55 seconds, and then the Thunder would go to the power play again. Okay. All right, it looks like Cam Griffin got... So we'll wait for the announcement of all of the penalties here, because... Meanwhile, Mathis George has the puck. He gets bumped off the puck by Cameron, and Arsenault will come and gather it in. And now it's cleared out to center. Once they start announcing the penalties, I'm going to stop talking for a moment or two to see if I can get it all, hear all of the announcements of the penalties. Here's Vandenberg with the puck. He'll play it off the boards behind his own net. 12 seconds left in the 4-on-4 as Hunt carries out from behind his net. Hunt in across the line. Now to George. George with a shot, and the glove save made by Mond just as the penalty to Dawson McCauley comes to an end. .6:53 left to go second period. 3:05 remaining in the double minor to Cam Griffin. Thorne out of his net to settle the puck for McClellan. McClellan will play it around, intended for Vandenberg. Nearly too far for him, but Vandenberg gets to it, plays it up to Duggan. Duggan gives to Wood. Wood goes back to Duggan with it. Duggan will back it up to McClellan as the zone entry was a little disorganized. Now McClellan comes across to Vandenberg. He'll bring it in across the line. Vandenberg down into the corner, takes a bump from Reese Gallant. Gallant creates the turnover and fires it around the boards and out to center ice. Wood back to get it. 2:28 left to go in the double minor. Drops it off to McClellan. McClellan saw that he was losing his angle because of Gamble, so circled it back. Now the puck is dumped in, rung around the boards. Wood picks up at the near wall. Wood sends it behind the net. Dwaron will get to the puck just ahead of Dowling. Now it's played back to the line. Vandenberg with a shot. Rolling puck ends up getting blocked by Milligan. Now the puck ends up on the far side, and Dowling will fire it down the ice. 1:56 to go in that double minor. We still haven't had the announcement of the penalties. Okay, it looks like Cam Griffin got 4 minutes for head contact and a 10-minute misconduct. So the 4 minutes is being served by Jack Gallant. Gage Stewart gets 2 for roughing, and that was coincidental with something. But I don't see what it was coincidental with Cam McArdle 2 for roughing. So while they haven't announced it, it is posted on the game sheet online, Dwaron with a shot, and that's where I'm getting the information from. So the penalties were Gage Stewart 2 for roughing for the Thunder. Cam McArdle for the Rebels 2 for roughing. Cam Griffin for the Rebels 4 minutes for head contact and a 10-minute misconduct. So the 4-minute penalty on the board, and now here's a turnover, and Jake Campbell working his way down, gets a shorthanded shot away, but Mathis George, a great job on the back check to deny that shot from being nearly anywhere near as dangerous as it could have been. Meanwhile, the Thunder have 26 seconds left in their power play time. Here's George bringing it in across the blue line. Down into the corner, has the puck knocked off his stick by Cameron, but coming over to pick up is Carson McDonald. Back to Paris. Now George with it again. George coming to the middle of the ice, tried to get it over for Daly, but that pass deflected away, and as Jack Gallant came out of the penalty box, he was able to get to the puck. Arsenault now can't get a shot away. We are back to 4-on-4, just over 3.5 left in the second period. Jack Gallant with the puck. Taking it towards the net, gets a shot away. Thorne couldn't find it. It was underneath him. And the referee blew it down while it was underneath Jake Thorne. The coincidental penalties to McArdle and Stewart come to an end, as there's now 3:27 left to go in the second period. So the only player left in the box is Cam Griffin, who's into his 10-minute misconduct now. Puck comes out towards the blue line and poked out there by Weatherby. Hunt now in his own zone, plays it across to Countway. Countway ahead for Weatherby. Weatherby gets a piece of that puck, deflects it ahead to Wood. Wood dumps it into the Rebel zone. Still tied at 2. Despite all of the special teams time we've had in this period, almost all of it in favor of the Thunder. We've only had the one goal, and it came 5-on-5. Here's Hunt with the puck, sending it back down into the corner. Harrison gets a stick on it. Wood gets a shot away, save made. And then Weatherby looking for a rebound, couldn't quite get one as Mond was able to hold that puck and gets the face-off with 2:38 now remaining in the second period. And the score still 2-2 between the Fundy Thunder and the Western Rebels. Wood wins the draw against O'Neill. McKenna takes a bump but is able to make the play to get the puck around to the far side. Now it's played ahead for Wood. Wood gets it forward for Sigsworth. Sigsworth stops, plays it back. There's a shot by Chasson. Blocker save made by Jake Thorne. 2:20 left to go in the second period. Ryan McDonald tries to play the puck ahead. It goes off of a skate. McDonald gets it back, brings it over in front of his net, ends up coughing it up there. Now here's Wood with it. Wood with a shot, and he scores! Brad Sigsworth was right there in the crease, but I don't think he actually made contact with Jake Thorne. But he was there making enough noise that Ben Wood gets the shot away and makes the save and gets the goal. And for Ben Wood, that is goal number 12, point number 22 on the season. And we'll get a stoppage as the puck ends up bouncing up and going off of a player in the Western Rebel bench. 1:58 now left to go. So the goal by Ben Wood, again, his 12th goal, his 22nd point of the season, Brad Sigsworth gets an assist on the goal. That's Sigsworth's second point of the night. The goal coming at 17:56 to make it 3-2 for the Rebels. They get their second lead of the game. Here's Gamble with the puck. He's got Cameron coming up with him. Gamble gives to Cameron. Cameron shovels it towards the net, but it didn't have an awful lot on it, and Jake Thorne able to make the save and hang on. 95 seconds remaining here in the second period. They're into the third period down at the Pictou County Wellness Center, and the Valley Wildcats have extended their lead. It's now 4-2. And of course, you can catch that one here on Petter Sports and Streaming as well. When we end our period here in about a minute and a half, you can join Alex Theriault with the call on that one. And then bounce on back to this one. You can go back and forth as many times as you like here on AO Live. Both games completely free for you to watch. And I got to give a special shout out to Alex Theriault because the roads up in Pictou County, not nearly as nice as the roads are right now here in Colchester County. When I made the drive over from Pictou for the game tonight, and it's weird, I come from out west, where we have the Rockies, mountains. And when I first moved out here and I heard them call it Mount Tom, I thought, okay, yeah, right. Mount Tom, okay, whatever. It's a hill. But Mount Tom really does have an impact on weather systems. On the Pictou side of Mount Tom, it was miserable. I got to the Colchester side of Mount Tom, and it was a beautiful drive the rest of the way into Truro. As hits aplenty in the last few seconds, and both benches show their appreciation for the physical game being shown here. I got no problem with players throwing hits that are clean and doing what needs to be done within the rules of the game. There's Gallant with the puck now. He gets knocked down by Dwaron with a clean hit, but Gallant able to get the puck deep into the zone. 20 seconds left in the period now. And it's flipped up high into the air, comes down. Reese Gallant tries to set it up for Dowling. Dowling had a little bit of trouble there, but he was able to get it ahead to Arsenault. Now it rolls in onto Thorne. Thorne will set it aside for Stewart. 4 seconds left in the period. Stewart just plays it off the glass and out to center, and that'll do it for period 2. Shots on goal in the second favor the Thunder 11-10. The two-period total favors the Thunder 25-21. But the only 2 goals in that period both came off the sticks of players wearing green. It was Grayson Arsenault getting a goal just 54 seconds into the period. His team-leading 16th goal, his team-leading 23rd point, assisted by Brad Sigsworth. Then at 17:56, it was Ben Wood getting his 12th goal and 22nd point, assisted as well by Brad Sigsworth. And so at the end of 2 periods, it is the Western Rebels 3, the Fundy Thunder 2. As far as power plays go in that second period, the Rebels had 1 power play opportunity. They are now 0 for 2 on the night. The Thunder had 4 power play opportunities. They are now 0 for 6. Now, I should mention the 5th and 6th power plays were the 2 halves of the double minor. When there is a double minor, it does statistically count as 2 power plays, even though it is 1 consecutive length of time. So the Thunder 0 for 6 with the man advantage. Rebels now 0 for 2 throughout the course of this game. Shots, as we mentioned, 11-10 for the Thunder in the second period, 25-21 for Fundy overall. And that's going to do it for period number 2. We're going to take a break, come back, get you ready for the third period in just a few minutes. You are watching the Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey League here on Petter Sports and Streaming through Atlantic Hockey Online, a division of AO Live. While we're taking a break, why not flip back to the main page, click on Alex Theriault's call of the Valley Wildcats and the week's majors, and then come back to us in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll be ready for the start of the third period. Back with you shortly. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the third period here between the Fundy Thunder and the visiting Western Rebels. 3-2 the score in favor of the Rebels after they took the 1-0 lead to begin the game, a minute 25 in. The Thunder responded with two of their own later in the first period. That made it 2-1 for Fundy. That's how the first period came to an end. In the second period, the Rebels got both of those goals back, so they have the one-goal lead once again. And that is where we stand going into the final 20 minutes. Meanwhile, over in Pictou County, the Weeks Majors are taking on the U18 Valley Wildcats. Wildcats carry a 5-3 lead in that game, getting into the later stages of the third period there. It was 4-2 just a couple of moments ago. Jalen Beals made it 5-2, and then Ryan O'Coin, a minute and 7 seconds later, gave the Weeks Majors that goal back, so they are once again trailing by 2, but under 7, or sorry, let me try that again, because everything just... No, Matthew Shields scored to make it 5-2, and then Kieran Sears scored 28 seconds later to make it 5-3. So Shields made it 5-2, Sears made it 5-3, which is where that game stands with about 7.5 minutes left to go in the third period there. Here, we are about to get the game underway for the third period, and right off of the draw, Dwaron throws a couple of cross checks into the midsection of Sigsworth, and Dwaron's going to go to the box, as is Sigsworth. Are they both going? Yeah, it looks like they are, so coincidental penalties just 4 seconds into the third period. And the face-off has to move, because you can't have the face-off on the center ice dot off of a penalty call, so the face-off has to move in those 4 seconds over to just outside the Fundy Thunder blue line. Now, how they decided it went to outside the Fundy blue line as opposed to outside the Rebels blue line, I'm not sure. But either way, again, those penalties were Kendall Dwaron and Brad Sigsworth, 2 each for cross-checking 4 seconds into the third period. And of course, at this level, when we have coincidental penalties, it stays 5-on-5. Some other levels, it's changed back and forth over the years, one way and another, and right now in the Maritime Hockey League, Junior A, it does go to 4-on-4 with coincidentals. But here it stays 5-on-5, so that is where we are now, 1 minute into the third. Puck comes off the wall, ends up going right down onto Jake Thorne, so no icing, and Thorne hangs on for a face-off with 1:03 gone in the third period. And the face-off will be inside the Fundy Thunder zone as they trail by a goal. Here, looking to bounce back. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedules for both of these teams at our next stoppage in play. Puck is chopped back out to center ice. It ends up hitting a player on the Western Rebel bench. And speaking of the Western Rebels, they will continue their road trip here in Nova Scotia, heading down to the Valley, the Kings Mutual Century Center in Berwick. Beautiful facility down there. If you've had a chance to get to a game, or if you haven't had a chance to get to a game in Berwick, you really should do so. It's a beautiful facility. The Rebels will be in Berwick tomorrow at 3 o'clock to take on the U16 Valley Wildcats. That'll be their next game, and then they will be off after that until they head to the Ice Jam, which will be taking place next week, starting on the 10th. And for the Fundy Thunder, this is their last game prior to the Ice Jam. And of course, the Ice Jam is tournament play, so it doesn't count in the league standings, as we're going to have an interference penalty called here against, it looks like it's going to be Hunt, I do believe. Troy Hunt going off. Yes, it is. So this will be the third power play of the night for the Western Rebels, coming at 1:47 of the third period. Troy Hunt going off for the interference. Rebels 0 for 2 so far with the man advantage here tonight. Arsenault with the puck, plays it back to Reese Gallant, back down to Arsenault again. In front, and that'll get cleared away down the length of the ice. Reese Gallant back to get it. 20 seconds gone in the penalty. Gallant plays it off the boards. Arsenault couldn't get a stick on it, but McClellan fans on his attempt to get it back in deep. And that allows Gallant to pick up. He'll carry through center. Reese Gallant in across the blue line. Taking it down towards the corner, right wing side. Up for Arsenault. Arsenault tried to set it up for Gamble, but that puck just beyond his reach. Now Arsenault will use the wall to get it back to Gallant on the right wing point. Down to Gamble at the half wall. Gamble steps in, fires a shot. And one thing about Jake Thorne, you give him that kind of space to see the puck, and he will make the save every single time. As the coincidental penalties that came right at the start of the period come to an end. Milligan taking that draw against Duggan, and Duggan was able to win the draw. Puck cleared down the ice. Now Harrison had it for a moment deep in the zone, and it's picked up by Chasson. Chasson plays it across to Milligan. Milligan drops it back for Cameron. Intended for Milligan again, but that's cleared down the ice again by the Fundy Thunder. 43 seconds left to go in the Rebel power play. Chasson will bring the puck across the line. He's got Jack Gallant with him. Chasson had the puck knocked off his stick. Gallant got it in the corner, tried to center it, but there was nobody in green there, only blue shirts. And now the puck flipped over the glass and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage with 28 seconds left in the penalty. 16:41 left to go here in period number 3, with the Western Rebels out of Western PEI leading the Fundy Thunder, who play out of Colchester and Pictou counties, but draw their players from Colchester, Pictou, and Cumberland County, as well as some down towards the East Hants area, although the boundary areas, depending on when players get released from other teams and whatnot, can sometimes be a little bit flexible. There's Arsenault. Only after you've been released by your own catchment area can you move to another one. As the penalty comes to an end, Sigsworth dumps the puck in, then gives Duggan a bump as he leaves. Duggan ends up coming off the ice for a change. Sigsworth takes a cross-check in the back from Paris. Now Sigsworth and Paris both go into the corner. Also over in there is Wood. Wood comes out with the puck. That's Ben Wood of the Rebels. He's been all over the ice tonight. Wood goes for a lap of the zone, then drops the puck off for McKenna. Now Wood back on it again. It's turned over to Harrison. Harrison uses the wall to get it to the line, but not out. Nice play there by Sigsworth to keep it in. Now it's going to be a penalty against the Thunder, as after Sigsworth had knocked the puck down, he took a shot in the back again, which seems to be a recurring theme for Brad Sigsworth so far in this period. Lots of lumber coming his way, and it's going to be Dawson McCauley taking the penalty this time for cross-checking, with 4:31 gone in the third period. Fourth power play of the night for the Rebels, and if they can take advantage of one of these power plays soon and double up this lead, neither team has led by 2 at any point in this game. If they can make it a 2-goal game, that would obviously, there's a shot and a save made by Thorne yet again. Countway able to poke the puck into the far corner. Carson McDonald tries to clear the zone. He couldn't, as Reese Gallant knocked it down. Now here's Arsenault with the puck. Arsenault steps in, fires a shot. It goes just wide. Picking up off the end boards was Sherman. He gets it to the front of the net, but creating the turnover was Dwaron, and Dwaron able to send it down the length of the ice. Quickly turned back up by Mond as he got it to Gallant. Reese Gallant now nearly lost it to Dwaron, but is able to keep control. Nice little move there by Gallant, and then the final save made by Jake Thorne as Reese Gallant stick handles around a couple of guys, but cannot find a way to get that puck beyond Jake Thorne and into the net. So it'll remain 3-2, 109 left to go in the penalty, 14:38 remaining here in the third period. We'll talk a little bit more about the Ice Jam coming up a little later on this period as well. It's for those not familiar with the tournament, it is one of the bigger tournaments in Atlantic Canada every season. Here's Chasson with the puck now, working his way down the right wing. Chasson takes it into the corner, all the way out to the left wing corner. Tries to make a centering pass. That's deflected away by McClellan. And the Rebels will have to reset. 40 seconds left in their power play. Here's Jack Gallant with the puck. Gallant coming through center. Carries across the blue line. Stops. Now he'll play it back to McCardle. McCardle tried to make a pass. That was deflected away. And Jack Gallant has to pick it up back up out in center ice. And he'll carry it into the zone again. Gallant, backhand shot, save made. And hanging on for a face-off once again is Jake Thorne. 15 seconds left to go in the penalty. And the 10-minute misconduct to Cam Griffin comes to an end, so he's back available for his team. Looking at the Ice Jam, we talked about the fact that it is one of the big tournaments every year on the schedule at the U16 AAA level. And for the Thunder, their games are going to be against the Buccaneers, the Thunderbirds, and the Highlanders in pool play. And we'll get to who the Rebels will be playing at the Ice Jam at the next stoppage. As a battle in the corner. Okay, they just announced a change to the third goal. There's a great chance for George, but for George, but he just couldn't find a way. No, it wasn't George, it was Daly, my apologies, as that's George who has the puck now. George makes a couple of moves, takes a bump there from Sigsworth. Wood from Sigsworth, no, there's no change there. I thought I heard him announce a change to the Rebels' third goal as a big hit is delivered and the player for the Rebels is down. I don't see the number, and he is not moving at all. His stick went flying over the glass. And I think it is Sigsworth. It is Sigsworth who's now back to his feet. And the face-off will be in the Rebels zone, as that's where the play was taking place when the whistle finally ended up blowing. Sigsworth standing up on the bench facing the play, so he seems to be all right now. That was quite a collision. No penalty called on the play, so the referee who saw the hit happen obviously thought it was clean. I wasn't quite looking at the hit when it occurred. I just saw the stick go flying out of the corner of my eye, and then turned and looked and saw the stick go all the way up out of play. Here's Reese Gallant with the puck, carrying it in across the line, cuts to the middle of the ice, takes it to the far face-off circle, then fires a shot, and Thorne makes the save and hangs on. And this really doesn't have the feel of a game between two teams who haven't seen each other for this entire season. This seems like a game between two teams who've got a bit of bad blood between them. And I promised I was going to talk about the Rebels schedule for the Ice Jam. The Rebels' 3 pool games in the Ice Jam are going to be against the Trypan Osprey out of Newfoundland Labrador, against the Valley Wildcats, and against the Basin Armada out of the Bedford Basin area of the HRM here in Nova Scotia. So quite the lineup for them to face. It'll be interesting to see the Trypan Osprey here at the Ice Jam at the U16 level, as we've got more wrestling and shoving, and right in the middle of it yet again is Cam McCardle, and he got mixed up this time with Hayden Dwaron. Dwaron certainly was the aggressor of that one, and Dwaron will take a 4-minute penalty for head contact, and Dwaron not happy with the call. But when you wrestle a guy to the ground and then give him a few shots until his helmet comes loose and then comes off, not quite sure how it could be argued against. And so another 4 minutes of power play time for the Rebels here, as this game has been quite a physical and quite a nasty affair between these two teams. Here with the puck now is Gamble. He'll play it back to Arsenault. Meanwhile, we've still got just a 1-goal game, and the outcome still very much in the balance with 10:50 left to go. Arsenault with the puck again. He'll play it back to the line. Reese Gallant steps in, now gives to Wood. Wood from the face-off dot, fires a shot, save made. Wood bats the rebound back over to the near wall, but McClellan able to get to the puck and take it away from his counterpart, who also wears 19, Arsenault, and launch it down the ice. 45 seconds gone in the double minor. Gallant ends up running into Carson McDonald. McDonald creates the turnover. He's got O'Neill at the front of the net if he can find a passing lane to get it to him. Too many green shirts in the way, and the green shirts eventually take the puck away. And here they come back up the ice. Arsenault in across the line. Arsenault has it knocked off his stick by O'Neill. Griffin following up on the play, though, is able to get it to Wood. Now back to Arsenault. Arsenault gets a shot through. Kick save made by Thorne, as looking for Griffin on the back door. I think that was more of a pass than a shot, but still Thorne kicked it away. Now Wood, his shot blocked by Carson McDonald. And just keeping the puck onside with a good hustle there was Cameron. Now Hunt gets on the puck. He'll launch it down the ice. 25 seconds left in the first half of the double minor. Back to get the puck will be Christian Cameron. Cameron being watched. Gets the puck ahead to Chasson. Chasson plays it across to the far side for McCardle. McCardle with the shot. And the save made by Jake Thorne with 2:09 left to go in the double minor. 9:25 remaining in the third period. I talked about the fact that the Fundy Thunder will be playing a home game on March 2nd in East Hants. They play the majority of their home games, of course, here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center, or in Pictou County at the Pictou County Wellness Center. That date, neither of those two buildings were available. There's a wraparound attempt, and it will be a game against these Western Rebels. Because that game is being played down in East Hants, Petter Sports and Streaming will not be able to get down to East Hants to bring you the broadcast that night. So if anyone from the Rebels organization wants to come and do the stream, I know you guys do streaming of your home games. If your crew is willing to come and do the streaming of that game, that would be much appreciated. We'll see what we can do to find other alternatives from a Fundy Thunder perspective, but unfortunately Petter Sports and Streaming just will not be able to do that game between these two teams. Mulligan with a shot, that goes just wide. 1:18 left to go in the power play. Here's McKinnon with the puck. He plays it down. Shot taken by McKenna. Save was made, and now the puck batted to the line, held in there by Luke McKinnon. Now we've got, who was that? That was Sigsworth over top of, I think it was Paris. Now it was Hunt, not Paris, 15, not 5. 48 seconds left to go in the double minor. Sigsworth with the puck in the corner. Plays it back to McArdle. McArdle to McKinnon. McKinnon to McKenna. McKenna with the shot, and the save made by Thorne. And more conversation after the whistle. And I'm sure these guys are discussing the fact that, they've got, and we're going to get a 10-minute misconduct to whom? Duggan? Sigsworth and Duggan were exchanging conversation as they were heading to their benches, and I think he just called the one misconduct on Duggan with 7:50 left. So Duggan's night will be done unless this game goes into overtime. Puck comes out to center ice. Played across to Dowling. Dowling gets it over to Sherman. Sherman got it to the front of the net, ends up coming all the way back to the line to Dowling. Now Campbell down into the corner. Sherman takes a bump there. 8 seconds left in the power play. Dowling back on the puck. Dowling into the corner. Takes it behind the net, out the far side. We're back to 5-on-5. Gallant fires a shot, deflected, save, rebound. Puck comes to Jack Gallant, and he scores! With 7:09 left to go in the third period, Jack Gallant puts the Western Rebels up by 2. And for the first time in this game, we've got a 2-goal margin. And for Jack Gallant, that is his 3rd goal and 5th point of the season. I believe Reese Gallant should get one of the 2 assists. Well, actually it's Jake Campbell and Ian Sherman who get the assists. So again, Jack Gallant, his 3rd goal, 5th point, assisted by Jake Campbell and Ian Sherman at 12:51 to make it a 4-2 game for the Western Rebels. Rebels with the puck again as they come out to center. It's Sigsworth, tries to make a centering pass. That doesn't get all the way through. Now Arsenault gets the puck before it clears the zone. Arsenault takes it down into the corner. Hunt able to separate him from the puck, and then Hunt takes a hit as it comes to the near side. Chasson looking to go back door, but that was cleared away. And now McClellan will pick up with 6:09 left in the third period. 2-goal game. Penalty coming up against the Rebels. Hooking, I believe, will be the call that we get and that is indeed the indication, as the stick of Sigsworth got into the midsection of McClellan as McClellan was trying to clear out, and so we will get another power play for Fundy. It'll be their 7th power play of the night. They are 0 for 6 so far. The Rebels, meanwhile, are 0 for 6 as well. And now with the puck is Carson McDonald. He gives it to George, back to Paris at the line. Down towards the corner. That's intercepted and then cleared out of the zone by Luke McKinnon. Jake Thorne all the way out of his net to play the puck in the corner. He leaves it there for Caden Paris. 1:28 left to go in the power play. Paris working his way ahead. Gets the puck up to George. George across the line, takes a bump there from McKinnon. Gets it down into the corner for Paris. Paris gets rubbed into the wall by McKinnon. Coming over to pick up the puck is Carson McDonald. McDonald stops, changes direction, takes it back behind the net again, gets it out for Paris. Paris can't get a shot away. Now he puts it through the low slot, comes all the way to the near boards for George. George behind the net to McDonald. Carson McDonald trying to get away from the pressure of McKenna. Gives to George again. George has the puck roll off his stick, and Paris can't step up to it before Gamble gets it. Gamble coming all the way down the ice, shorthanded by himself. Tried to get a backhand shot away, ended up putting it wide of the net. 38 seconds left to go in the power play. Thunder trail by 2. They need a goal here while they've got this man advantage. Puck is turned over. Milligan gets it out to center. Vandenberg looking to bring it back in. He'll dump it deep. Reese Gallant plays it around the wall. Vandenberg holds it in. Steps in. Looking back door for McClellan. And the redirection by Jacob McClellan ends up going just wide. Great idea by the Thunder, just the execution just a hair off. Now there's a chance for McClellan, and a big save made by Mund. Puck is cleared down the ice just as Sigsworth comes out of the penalty box. Sigsworth chases it down, gets a shot away, that goes wide. So we are obviously back to 5-on-5 since Sigsworth was in that play. And we're down to 3:45 left to go, third period, 2-goal game still. McClellan dumps it in right on to Mond. Mond settles the puck behind the net there for Dowling. Dowling played it ahead, but it ends up going over the glass and out of play, so we'll get a stoppage. 3:35 remaining here in the third period. The game in Pictou County has gone final, and at least I think it has gone final. Let me just double check that. Yes, it has. The Valley Wildcats with a 5-4 victory over the Weeks Majors. So the Weeks came back and made it close, but couldn't come back and tie it up. Here's Sherman coming into the Thunder zone. Sherman has the puck knocked off his stick, chases it down in the corner. Now it's played back to the line. Chasson with a shot. That ends up hitting Sherman as he was coming to try and get in, create some traffic, but he ended up deflecting the puck away from the net. Now another shot from the line by Cameron. Save made by Thorne. Campbell gets the puck in the corner. Tries to poke it down to Sherman, but it was intercepted, and George coming the other way, working down the left wing. Pass for Carson McDonald, can't quite connect, and it comes out to center. Ryan McDonald will dump it right back in to the Rebel zone. 2:40 left to go, third period. Thunder trail by 2, and we're going to get a penalty for too many men against the Thunder. And so that might just be the nail in the coffin for this game. Mathis George will go over and serve the bench minor for too many men. With 2:35 left to go on the clock, and the Thunder trailing by 2. As the Rebels have the puck back in the Thunder zone. 1:35 left in the power play. Just over 2 minutes left to go, third period. Arsenault with the shot. Thorne the save. And Thorne will smother the puck. Reese Gallant has it. Steps into the high slot area. Now over to Arsenault. Arsenault with the shot. He scores! As Jake Thorne couldn't quite get the 5-hole closed in time. Arsenault gets his second point of the game. Gallant gets an assist. With 1:51 left, that makes it 5-2. And finally, the power play strikes. With the amount of power plays we've had tonight, that's the 14th power play between the two teams combined, and just one power play goal, which I have to admit is a little bit surprising. Grayson Arsenault with the goal, his second of the game. They announced that they put the assist down as Jake Campbell and Ben Wood. It was clearly Reese Gallant who played the puck over to Arsenault. So anyway, Grayson Arsenault does get his second goal of the game and his 17th goal of the season. Unfortunately, I have no control or wherewithal to get assists changed. And hopefully the team will get the assist changed to the correct people before the game sheet is signed off on and closed off, because I am sure that Reese Gallant should have, if not one, maybe even two assists tonight. And you'd hate to see a guy who's had a good game like Reese Gallant has had and deserves a couple of assists tonight not get credit for either of them. And let me be clear, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not looking at the scoring race going, hey, this kid should get the assist because I want him to. It's the kid who got the assist should get the assist. And I mean, it's quite possible that I'm making a mistake and I'm, not seeing what I think I'm seeing. Anyway, there's still 68 seconds left in this game, so Sigsworth has the puck. He ends up misplaying it slightly, and that allows Daly to get onto it, but he gets pushed off of the puck by Jake Gallant, and Jake Gallant will get the pass ahead to McArdle. Here comes McArdle, but he has the puck knocked off his stick with a great back check by Paris. And Paris ended up knocking the puck right into the glove of Jake Thorne. Good hustle there by Paris to make sure that there was not a better shot taken. 51.1 seconds now separating the Western Thunder from their 14th victory of the regular season. Dowling has the puck knocked away from him by George. Chasson back to get it in his own zone, under 40 seconds left. Chasson nearly coughs it up. Now it is coughed up to Carson McDonald. McDonald plays it off the wall. Countway can't get to the blue line in time to keep it onside. Countway plays it ahead for George. George has the puck knocked away from him. There's a shot taken by Sigsworth. It's deflected and goes wide. 13 seconds left. Vandenberg across to Countway. Countway trying to spring George. That pass not quite able to connect, and that's going to pretty much do it here tonight. As the horn sounds, Western Rebels go to 14-6-1. Fundy Thunder fall to 7-14-1. With the final score this evening, 5-2 for the Western Rebels over the Fundy Thunder. Two more goals in that third period. Jack Gallant and Grayson Arsenault getting the two goals. Reese Gallant, I thought, had an assist on one or maybe even both of them, but was not credited with assists on either. The assists officially ended up going to, they've changed the assist on that last goal to Reese Gallant and Ben Wood. So there we go. Reese Gallant does get an assist on that one from Grayson Arsenault. The goal by Jack Gallant is still Jake Campbell and Ian Sherman on the assists. Shots on goal in the third period by the Fundy Thunder, 15 for a three-period total of 40, and by the Western Rebels, 12 for a three-period total of 33. Your final score, once again, the Western Rebels with a 5-2 victory over the Fundy Thunder. On behalf of my awesome cameraman, even though he's far too young, Mr. Ashton Reekie, this is Michael Petter saying, may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night.